Here? Come forward, please. Also, Tony Chiave, fighter pilot who responded that day. Please come forward. It's another reason why this monument is built, because people here in Yarmouth are willing to respond anywhere at any time if there is someone in need. Gentlemen, you've made us all proud. Thank you. This person probably doesn't need any introduction right now. Deputy Stephen G. Exara.
Thank you. I was the one that wrote that letter. I was inspired by a ceremony that I saw at the Hyannis Fire Department, and their chief mentioned how it got done. And I came back here and wrote that letter. It was turned down initially because they simply had no steel left. And when they realized the sacrifice made by my son Nicholas and our family, they changed their mind. And when Lieutenant Bryant and Officer Giammarco and Officer Sprague, who has two sons that were wounded in our response to this attack, all went down to New York and touched that piece of steel, there was no greater feeling than doing. So to see it here today means everything to me, as well as the other 13 Gold Star families, if you include mine, that makes 14, that responded as Americans do to protect our freedom. And we've never seen our loved one again. I see a Gold Star mother here today. Cynthia, could you come up with me, please? Cynthia DeLaura, mother of Mark Kennedy. Are there any other Gold Star families present? Americans respond, Americans stick together, Americans always respect our flag, and we always respect our national anthem, always. And it is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker who lives that every day. Commander Thomas J. O'Malley, Jr., United States Navy, is a native of South Boston, Massachusetts, where our American freedom began, and was educated in area Catholic schools. Joining the United States Navy in 1968, he served as a boatswain's mate on the USS Capricornus, the USS Guam, River Patrol Division 52, serving as a combat advisor to the Vietnamese Navy and USS Barcelona. Commander O'Malley joined the Naval Reserve in 1985 as a boatswain's mate second class. In September 1993, he was commissioned as an ensign in the United States Naval Reserve. In the wake of the bombing of USS Cole, Commander O'Malley was called to active duty under a presidential recall to conduct force protection and anti-terrorism operations in the Persian Gulf. His final active duty assignment was as Chief of Operations, Interagency Action Group, Operations Directorate, U.S. Central Command, MacDill Air Force Base, Tampa, Florida. Commander O'Malley retired in May 2010 with 31 years of active and reserve service. During that time, Commander O'Malley has been awarded the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal, the Navy and Marine Corps Commendable Action Medal 6 times, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal twice, Combat Action Ribbon Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary and Service Medals, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, the Battle E, and numerous other campaign and deployment awards. In his civilian career, he held multiple management positions with Trans World Airlines, American Airlines, and Pan Am. Commander O'Malley has 3 children, 3 grandchildren, and he's married to the former Karen Moriarty. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our great and free town of Yarmouth, United States Navy Commander Thomas J. O'Malley, Jr.
Good evening. Welcome to the dedication of this memorial commemorating the events of 9/11, the sacrifices made that day, and in the days and years since. Thank you to the Deputy for the invitation to speak today. As a retired American Airlines employee in Boston, this day is very personal for me because I was half the world away from the Persian Gulf on a recall to active duty trying to prevent attacks on America. Unbeknownst to us, the enemy was already in the house. We're now fighting transnational groups. They're not nation states, so it's a completely different kind of a war we fight today. And we fight it all over the world, including here at home, as evidenced by Orlando, by San Bernardino, by Paris, by Brussels. And it's not going to stop until we stop them. So we have a lot of work to do to honor the memories of those who have gone before us and have given the ultimate sacrifice, whether it be on 9/11 or any day since then. And we've got the first responders around the country today who, without hesitation, go to the sound of the danger. And the military that's on watch 24/7, 365 days a year around the world, trying to protect us from the evil that men try to do to destroy our way of life. And make no mistake about it, that is their goal, to destroy our way of life. Today we have mega wealthy athletes that decide they don't want to honor the national anthem. We have various political groups trying to divide us. We must overcome all of that. And remember the feeling we had right after 9/11. There were American flags everywhere, and they were proudly displayed. And every member of Congress stood on the steps of the Capitol and joined arms and hands. We haven't seen that since. What a shame that it takes a national tragedy to unite this nation. We must overcome that. We must come again to the realization that until we do something like that, we're going to face divisiveness and enmity across the world, across the country. After 9/11, the world changed for everybody. It changed for the civilian folks, and it changed for the military. As I said, they were now taking on transnational organizations, not nation states. And for the civilians, it's the new normal. The airline business changed dramatically. You know, all of a sudden, the security was completely different. The agents working the ticket counter and the boarding gates were completely different. They were much more wary, being careful, wanting to know, is this passenger okay? Everybody was suspect. It's a terrible way to have to live. Today, when you fly, you may very well have a sky marshal in your airplane. You may or may not. Flight attendants now receive training in self-defense, and you might even have an armed cockpit crew member. We never wanted that. This was brought to us by evil. We will overcome this evil. Memorials such as this are important to make people remember, reflect, and consider the lives lost and the sacrifices made since that day by our men and women, both in the first responder professions and in the military. We have Gold Star families across the country. Unfortunately, there will be more. Today, I see in the audience some people I worked with at American Airlines. These are the people that lived that nightmare that day. As I said, I was half a world away. Diane Gallagher is here. Jimmy Ward's here. I don't know if Joni Stack made it, but I'll tell you, some of the greatest people I've ever worked with. Please give them a round of applause. I urge you, when you're in the neighborhood, come and visit this memorial. Reflect, remember, and let your soul be soothed that we have people in this great nation every single day that are willing to go to the sound of the danger and take care of their fellow citizens. Whether they be black, white, green, doesn't matter. Their religion doesn't matter. Their sexual orientation doesn't matter. They're fellow citizens, and we will take care of them. We will overcome this, and we will survive. We are Americans. God bless you.